Convicted murderer Alex Murdaugh back in court today in his effort to get a new trial for the murders of his wife and son. His defense team blaming the court clerk, Colton County Clerk Becky Hill, accusing her of jury tampering, supposedly saying a conviction, she said, they claim, would be good for her book sales.
He told me this morning one of the assistants that worked for Ms. Hill during this trial was told by Ms. Hill during the trial that a guilty verdict would be good for sales of the book. Motive, selling books. So we believe we should be able to get into that. We should be able to ask Ms. Hill about it. If she denies it, to call that witness, that assistant, and have her testify that she was told that.
Hill's book deal from the case is what apparently led to 2 jurors coming forward to the defense and talking about the clerk. Now, many others have insisted it isn't true, including other jurors. And in a response filed by prosecutors, said Hill herself denied it. Quote, "I did not tell the jury not to be fooled by evidence presented by Mr. Murdaugh's attorneys. I did not instruct the jury to watch him closely. I did not instruct the jury to look at his actions." She went on and on. Murdaugh's attorneys allege that Hill advised jurors not to trust Murdaugh's testimony, encouraged them to reach a quick verdict, which is actually something that was mentioned by Hill herself in the 2nd season of the Netflix docuseries on the Murdaugh family.
I had a feeling from our time together with the jury out at Moselle that it was not going to take our jury long to make the decision in this case. It's just called that women's intuition.
Today, the defense said Hill needed to testify, and the judge agreed.
When the clerk is offered, and I think the clerk is going to have to be offered as a witness, the whole allegation revolves around the contention that the clerk made contact with the jury about matters material to their verdict, that contact was improper, and that it impacted their verdict.
The jurors who heard the case will also be questioned in open court. Jurors won't be on camera or identified, but some jurors have already made the national media rounds.
A lot of people would write down questions as we, went back during break. So I think that kind of made the deliberation a little bit more efficient.
Well, the witness testimony was very believable.
I didn't think he was crying. He turned it on and off. Yeah, it wasn't genuine.
Murdaugh's currently serving 2 consecutive life sentences without parole for the murders of his wife and their youngest son at the family's estate in 2021. Joining me now, Pete Strom, former United States Attorney for the Southern District, District of South Carolina. His law firm represented witnesses in the trial. And Jesse Weber, attorney and anchor for Law and Crime Network, also a NewsNation legal contributor, has been following the story closely. Jesse, first let me just ask you, was today a win for the defense in the fact that now she's going to have to testify? I
think it was a loss. I think there was a number of rulings that hurt him. The judge made it very difficult for them. So they have to show not only that she said something to the jurors, not even if they were just pressured by her, but they have to prove that Becky Hill acted with prejudice against Alex Murdaugh. That's a higher standard. Also, only the 12 jurors who deliberated will be questioned, not the ones that were dismissed, not the alternates, which a big portion of Alex Murdaugh's claims are based on their words from the alternates and those who were dismissed. Plus, all of the stuff about Becky Hill's plagiarism, all the stuff about the book sales. That's not coming in. They said she's not on trial. So they made it really difficult for them to present the case that he was harmed and needs a new trial.
But Pete, so if the judge believes that the clerk actually made a lot of these comments, right, but didn't do it to hurt Alex Murdaugh, but did it just because she's a chatterbox, that's not enough?
Well, I think the question is whether or not it impacted the jury's decision. And she's going to call each one of these jurors up and ask them whether or not the clerk had communications with them and whether or not that impacted their decision and whether their verdict was guilty and is still guilty. And if all 12 go through and answer that, like I expect they will, this case will stand.
Yeah. And Jesse, it is interesting because when I first read the motion filed by the defense, I thought, wow, This is one of those rare cases where you may get a new trial, and it's the Alex Murdaugh case. But then you read the prosecution's response, and it's like, wait a sec.
Yeah.
Most of the jurors are basically saying that this wasn't true.
Right, and they only have one juror who I think actually went under oath and said that they might have been affected by what her comments were, and that's one of the reasons why the judge said, we can't just assume what Becky Hill said was prejudicial. You got to prove it. And I think that's going to be a difficulty, because when this was first announced, I agree with you. I said, oh my gosh, Alex Murdaugh 2.0, we're going to talk about it. But then when you read the details, and particularly after today, setting the ground rules for what this hearing is going to look like, it's going to be an uphill battle for Alex Murdaugh to get a brand new trial.
Thank you for watching. Go to NewsNationNow.com to find NewsNation on your cable provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.